On the outside, from Johnstown, the Johnstown Jets, the 1986 320 Sportsman Champion here at Fonda Speedway, in his brand new Olsen chassis car, Mike Romano. Starting third, second row inside, out of Franklin, New York, in the Quality Hardwoods, number 91, the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker. Going fourth, out of Honesdale, Pennsylvania, in car number 98, the regular runner at the Pencan and 5 Mile Point Speedways, Lynn Highhouse. Starting in the number 5 position, out of Folsom, New Jersey, in the S&H Racing, number 85, a former winner of this Mohawk Valley 200, the sensational Jimmy Horton. Going sixth, in car number 7X, out of Seneca Falls, is the Hurricane, Steve Kane. And going seventh, in car number 9, Middle-American 200 winner, out of Watertown in the Price Brothers, number 9, the barefooted one, Bob McCready. Going 8th, in the Hauser Trucking, number 61, out of Clifton Park. The winningest rider at Fonda Speedway, 1986, Super C.D. Cole. 99th, from Racerville, the defending Mohawk Valley 200 champion, Sergeant Charlie Riddle.
Seymour Hay to the concession office. Seymour Hay to the concession office immediately.
This time by starter Bobby Watson. Mike Van Dusen up on spot number 8. So it's Mike Romano, Butch Miller. They'll set the pace, come out of turn number 4. Bobby Watson up on the starter's platform. He's ready to go. Watson looking over, coming out of turn number 4. Something keeps it smooth, keeps it clean out of turn number 4. Green flag was into the number 4 spot as Decker takes over the number 3 spot. Miller doing a fine job holding off the Hurricane. Steve Payne, that's number 4 spot. Number 9 into the pit area. Something going on in the barefoot number 9. Flat left front tire for Bob McCready, so a quick change will be taking place down there in the pit area. The Hurricane DK now wrestles away the number 3 spot from Billy Decker. Payne up to the number 3 spot. Highhouse running second, but it's all Mike Romano showing the board. It's the fast player out of the speedway. As they come out of turn number 4, Mike Romano. Number 4 spot, as only 5 cars will qualify in defending champion order. Charlie Rudolph standing service station. second, third is Payne, fourth is Decker, fifth now is Turner. All the way, the fifth and final stop from Charlie Riddle. Fifth turn number 2. Qualifying spot trying to keep it right on the speedway surface, isn't it? Here comes Billy Decker on big secret. Watch him in turn number 2. Decker has to back off Jumpin. Trying to get around Jimmy Hort as they go outside of Tennessee. He's off the qualifying spot. Coming out of turn number 4, it's Romano. The luck of the 72R goes on. Qualifying spot.
Here following along behind the beautiful IROC C28 Chevy Camaro pace car from Gary Morgan Chevy down from the Hill. On the pole for the second qualifier from Triumphs Hill. With one feature window spread here at Fonda 1986, Kenny Hansen. Down the outside from Canela, New Jersey at car number 20s, Brett Hurd. Starting third out of Cooperstown in the L82 is Teddy Lamb Jr. Down the outside of 10, the pre-52 out of Crescent is Johnny Proctor. Starting fifth from St. Albert, Ontario, the 15 is Marcel, the Hammer, LaFrance. And going sixth from Seneca Falls in the 9J is Johnny Byrosh. Starting seventh from Rock City Falls, and car number 8 is the Rock City Falls Rocket, Jack Cottrell. And going in the number 8 position, and car number 55 from Nassau, New York is Mike King. Starting ninth from Mount Vision, and car number 51 is Tony Pepicelli. And riding shotgun on the field, starting 10th, in car number 30 out of Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania, is Kenny Brightville. 10 cars going 10 laps, and 5 will qualify. We'll turn it over to Jim Lang for the call of the second modified heat.
Well, thank you, Billy. Bobby Watson heads down into turn number 4.
Last chance for that 50-50 for the year. BJ!
So the engine letting loose on the number 9J. White flag has been displayed by Southern Bobby Watson to Brett Hurd and Kenny Hansen. Pace car is going to come into the pit area. It's going to be Brett Hurd and Kenny Hansen. They're going to set the pace. Come out of turn number 4. They're under Bobby Watson's control. Kenny Hansen's going to try to stay right there, right alongside Brett Hurd as they come out of turn number 4. Watson looking for town to keep it clean, keep it smooth out of turn number 4. Green flag has been displayed. Turn number 1. Kenny Hansen right at turn number 2 spot. But not for long as John Proctor on the move at 352. Watch Kenny Brightville's car number 30. Brightville now up into the top 5. Yeah, Cottrell, he's coming back hard for the Rock City. Plenty of power underneath that Olsen Eagle as he takes the car into turn number 3. He's looking impressive with the Pepsi Olsen Eagle number 20 power out of turn number 4. Watch him between turn number 1. Margin lap after lap as he comes out of turn number 4. 4 down, 6 to go. Hansen still holds down there number 2. Tony Pepicelli having some problems with car 51 into back Missouri. As he comes out of turn number 4, Brett Hurd, Broadway, back around the Sonic Speedway. Number 6 spot, long way to go before he can catch up to Kenny Brightville, but it looks like nobody's Brett Hurd, and that's the Olsen Eagle. Champion. Now Jack Costco and Kenny Brightville having a battle of their own. Right. Jack Costco shifted back to the 5th and final qualifying spot, and nobody's going to catch up. Jack Costco's got problems with that number 8. He's trying to just hold on to that 5th and final spot, but here comes the hammer. Kenny Hansen finishes second. Third is going to be from Windsor. And car number 3J is Sergeant checkered. Going on the outside, Beldora. In car number 5, the flying 5 of Jack Halloran. Starting third, the track champion for 1986 here at the Fonda Speedway, the RC Common number 22, David Lee. And going fourth from Plummersville, the J&J Speed number 643 is Racing Ray Dalmata. Starting fifth, out of Staten Island, in car number 16 is Mike McKinney. And going sixth from Binghamton in the 51 is Mike Colston. Starting 7th in car number 42B, out of Kingsbury is Pat Willard. And going 8th in the Olsen Eagle number 12A out of Durainsburg, New York, the PR to sponsored car of Jumpin Jack Johnson. Starting 9th out of Auburn in car number 48 is Rick Crane. And riding shotgun on the field. And car number 20 out of Ransomville is Don McGinnis. 10 cars. He'll go 10 laps and 5 will qualify. Chuck Akulis and Jack Halloran on the front row. Hanging on to second. Ray Dalmata in the number 3 spot. Jack Halloran right there and Mike McKinney. And they go into track champion. He's got 2 track championships now under his belt here at Fonda. Ray Dalmata and Chuck Akulis waging war for that number 2 spot. Jack Halloran right there. He's got a view of that battle. And here comes Jack Johnson now. Johnson trying to make quick work with Mike McKinney. McKinney now swings to the high side. Mike McKinney comes away with 4th spot as Halloran makes a mistake in turn 2, and now he is in 6th position. Jack Johnson now moving into a qualifying spot. First time in this heat race. Down in driver and race car builder out in the lead. And he has got about a turn advantage over Ray Dalmata, the Jay Spraker, Jay and Jay Speed. Lewis lead running. Saturday night right there in that number 3 spot, and we've got a yellow on the speedway. And the yellow is for Mike Colston.
car number 51. That's posted in the Don's Auto Parts. Number 51 out of Binghamton, New York. Posted for many years, a big Ford campaigner. Now Bobby Watson says we'll go Indian file this time. And Colston is clear of the Speedway service, so Bobby Watson's got that green in hand once again. He's going to look him over. Green is out. And everybody caught sleeping there. Jack Johnson goes to work once again on Mike McKinney as they go down the backstretch. It's David Lee, and it has been since the initial. David Lee. Ray Delmata in the show car chassis. J&J Speed number 643. Content for the time being to hang on to that second spot. Johnson. Try to keep that green J right in the main racing groove. But Johnson swings to the high side. Now gives him a tap on the back bumper. Lets him know he's there. And now Bobby Watson trying to help him. And two. Chuck Willis dropping back and forth. Mike McKinney now moves into the battle. McKinney looking for spot number 4. Hoping to do just at least one spot better this year so he can get in and hopefully get some lap time in the big 200 lap championship event. He has asked the officials to move his number 61 to the final heat, so CD will be making it out for heat number 5. He does have problems with the 61. They should have it squared away before we take to heat number 5 here on the Speedway. Well, Mike McKinney and Chockacoolus arguing over the number 4 spot, but the official scores have it as Chockacoolus and Mike McKinney, so McKinney is being relegated back to the number 5 position. Looks over green coming out off the turn 4. 8 down and 2 over. Ray Delmata hanging on to second, but Jack Johnson is on the move now. Johnson closing the gap on Ray Delmata. And Johnson to the inside of Delmata. He turns the in front. Now we're going to work on David Lee, but time is just about out. Jack Johnson is just about run out of time. David Lee is going to scamper home with this number 1 spot. Johnson on the move, but things are looking up for David Lee. He's going to pick it up. Mike McKinney, Jack Howard, Matt Ward, and Don McGinnis next in line. The event starting on the pole from Waterville. In car number 113, the Brett Burroughs trucking entry of Tommy Wilson. On the outside, in car number 1C, this is the Tom Carpenter-owned car out of Rockland, Vermont, and the driver is Johnny Cola out of Johnstown. Starting third is the 27J, the Finger Lakes Livestock Exchange car out of Middlesex, the Danimal, Danny Johnson. Scheduled to go fourth is the second car out of Clifton Park, the Hauser Trucking 61 of C.D. Colville. As I said, he will be running in heat number 5. The fifth starter out of Hyde Park. In car number 9 is Jim Leitze. Starting 6th out of Parrish, and car number 44 is Joey Sabatka. Starting 7th out of Niagara Falls, Ontario, and car number 12 is Fred Cade. And going 8th from Bleecker, and car number 45 is Bobby Ensminger. Starting 9th in car number 5, the de Blasio Racing number 5, out of Stockton, New Jersey, is Billy Bouch. and scheduled to go 10th in car number 15. The second Marcel LaFrance entry out of St. Albert's, Ontario. We failed to see that as of yet. C.D. Colville taking his backup car out now in this event. So we'll be seeing C.D. in this event and in the 15 race. 10 cars, going 10 laps, 5 will qualify. We'll turn it over to Jimmy Lang with a call of the fourth modified heat. Well, Tommy Wilson. As the caution flag comes out, Bobby Watson unhappy. Crash on the field. Crash on the field. With everybody up there, CD back. Attention please, Larry Steele to the front office. Larry Steele to the front office. Well, now we have everything straightened away. C.D. Colville in the scratch position on the field. Long ways to go. He's got to qualify in the top 5. So, Bobby Watson up on the starter's platform. Pace car's going to come outside at turns number 3 and 4. Starts the pull away. Tommy Wilson, part of their car, coming outside at turn number 4. It's going to be green flag. Outside of turn number 3. It's all Tommy Wilson. Fuller holds down the number 2 spot. Danny Johnson on third. Danny Johnson now overtakes the number 2 spot away from Johnny Cole outside of turn number 3. As they come out of 3, heading into turn number 4. It's all Tommy Wilson. That French roll trucking. Number 113. One spot out is 45 of Bobby Ensign. Couple spots out is C.D. Colville. Now Billy Powell overtakes the number 4 spot away from Jim Ricey. That's the second time to get to the back row for that number 9. Gets a little bit wide, that moves Singer up into the 5th and final spot, but here comes Super CD. Cole trying to get around Jim Royce. Number 5. Fauci's car seems to keep dying out. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that Claudio number 5. As they come down. It's going to be a white flag. Tommy Wilson, who has been cleared off. Johnny Cole on number 1. Cole trying to take it high and wide around Billy Boston, turn number 3.
It's going to be checkered. Alan Johnson. Going fourth with the other number 27, the General Danny Johnson. Going fifth on the Flemington Fairground Speedway, the number 20 of Art Lentini. Going sixth, the Flint Garage, number 41 of Russell Flint. Seventh, the Small Block, number 57 out of South New Berlin of Paul Jensen. Eighth, out of Utica, the Carlone Auto Repair, number 33 of Phil Carlone. Going ninth, the 10%. The racing school teacher of Johnny Kohler. Going 10th, the number 11X, the Parker's Garage Special out of Burlington Flats is Dick Schoonover. And going 11th, shotgun on the field and added entry out of Gloversville, the number 17 of Clyde B. So they come out of turn number 4, 9 by 9. Second is Big J. Driver is Alan Johnson. Art Lentini. Paul Jensen battling off for that number 4 blind spot. Number 115, the 1986 track champion at the Lebanon Valley Speedway. Starting to pull away from Lou Lozero. Alan Johnson running second. Paul Jensen, a small rock competitor, running fourth. They come out of turn number 4. Cross flag. Decker. 7, DL82 on Cooperstown, Cindy Lamb. 8th on the field, 11, Kingston Perry. The 42 field, Pat Ward. 9th, number 12 was Fred Case. 10th on the field, the 11X of Nick Schoonover. 11, 9, the Bear, 1 Bob McCready. 12th, number 55, a regular at 11 Valley Speedway, Mike King. 13th, the 20 M of Don McGinnis. 14th, the 9R, another regular at 11 Valley Speedway, Jim Wrightsey. 15th, the 41, the Flint Garage Special of Russell Flint. 16th, the 8M of Butch Miller. 17th, the 51, the Burgess Racing Special of Tony Pepicelli. 18th, the 48 of Rick Crane. 19th, the 44 of Joey Sabaka. 20th, the Carlone. Number 33 of Phil Carlone. 21st on the field, the 51 of Mike Coleman. The 22nd goes to 17th field of Bobby Pete. He is the starter, and he will be starting these boys. Push them down to the low side, get the track run into the best of his building before he gets these cars up the green. Last chance to qualify. These cars will go 12 laps, and 6 cars will qualify. Cars scheduled to go, and only 6 of these will make it into the 200-lap Mohawk Valley 200 Modified Championship. Mike Van Duzen, Marcel France, Jack Halloran, Bobby Ensmaker, Johnny Kolar, Billy Decker. Those are the 6 cars in the top spots right now. They're going to try to hold off the likes of Ted Land, Pat Ward, Fred Cade, Nick Schoonover, Bob McCready, Mike King, and Bobby Watson looks them over as they beat down between turns 3 and 4. 12 lap consolation. The lead is out. Jack Halloran, a flying 5, moving up quickly. Van Duzen on the outside. And Van Duzen takes over the number 2 spot. Halloran right there, second. Ensminger is in the 4th spot. Then the 5th, and Pat Ward 6th. Here comes Johnny Kolar. He is not coming to himself down there. Come on, he and Johnny Kolar got together. And Pat Ward ended up with the short end of the stick right there. And it looks like Teddy Lamb has now moved into the 6th qualifying position, 6th and final spot. Ward is underway once again. And Pat Ward displaying a little bit of contempt there, but he'll be moved back. Bobby Watson down on the speedway surface to tell Pat Ward that he should move back or move off. Mike Keats, number 17, the car that headed to the pit during the yellow flag.
Lucky enough, John Woodman right out here for the car.
Coming out once again. coming to a stop on the high side of the backstretch. Marcel LaFrance, once again, Billy Decker, the only car that can seem to stay with him. Here comes Johnny Kolar. Now Kolar working on Dick Screwdover on the outside in the 1C. Down McGinnis is fourth. Fifth is the 1C of Johnny Kolar. The sixth and final spot being held down by Frank Ward. Battle is still up front between Marcel LaFrance and Billy Decker. Decker closing in just a bit. One wheel up on the infield. That's not the sure way around, but it gets the job done. And McGinnis moves into the number 3 spot. Ricey back to fourth. Here comes Kolar once again in the 1C. Final ball back, how the end clear. And the 11th is Bob McCready out there in car number 9. Here's Billy Decker to the inside of Marcel. In the grid. Johnny Kolar together right there, but nothing to do with Kolar trying to hang up with that non-popular number 1C ball line. Nothing there. Kolar staying right in the groove. 9 down. Now Johnny Kolar is going to have to contend with Bobby Anslinger. 22 for Marcel LaFrance. Modified constellation as regular Fonda modified pilot Bobby Anslinger trying to get into the now the white flag waves for Marcel LaFrance. Decker now inside. That may be the regular Anslinger need. Anslinger taking it over Billy Decker. McGinnis will finish his third spot. The fourth position will go to Jimmy Rice. What is Johnny Kolar? And next in line is Dick Screwdover, Russ Flint, and Joey Sabatka. Number 42P is Pat Ward. Going 27th out of Hyde Park, the 9R of Jim Ricey. Starting 26th out of Ransomville, the King Edward Motel, number 20M is Don McGinnis. Number 91 out of Franklin, the Franklin Flyer of Billy Decker. Starting 24th from St. Albert's, Ontario, Canada, the 15 of the Hammer, Marcel LaFrance. Number 20L, that's Art Lentini. Going 22nd out of Clifton Park is the Hauser Trucking, number 61, the Superman, C.D. Colville.
Going 21st out of Staten Island. He drives car number 16. That's Mike McKinney.
Going 20th from Rock City Falls in the Olsen Eagle Rock City Falls Rocket, car number 8 is Jack Cottrell.
Going 20th, the defending champion of the Skull Band of Mohawk Valley 200 out of Ransomville, the Fireball, the 72 of Charge and Charlie Rudolph.
Starting 18th from South New Berlin in car number 57 is Paul Jensen.
Going 17th out of Stockton, New Jersey, you know him as the Kid, the de Blasio, number 5, Billy Pouch.
Going 60 from Windsor in the 3J is Charging Chuck McCoy.
Going 15th on the field out of Clifton Park, the Silver Ball Racing, number 352 of Johnny Proctor.
And your 14th starter from Folsom, New Jersey in the S&H Racing, number 85, Jimmy Horton.
Going 13th out of Clifton Springs, an 87 show car for the driver of the 14J, AJ Slideways Alan Johnson.
And your 12th starter out of Gloversville in Jake's Breakers J&J Speed, number 643, Racing Ray Dalmata.
11th on the field out of Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania, the Blue Hen Racing, number 30, the Kenny Brightville.
The 3-minute clock is now on. Starting 10th from Waterloo in the 7X is the Hurricane, Steve Payne.
Going 9th on the field out of Middlesex, driving car number 27J, Racing Dan, the stock car man, Danny Johnson.
And starting 8th, 4 goes back on the outside from Duanesburg in the VR Lit Olsen Eagle, the 12A of Jumpin, Jack Johnson.
Going 7th out of Tribes Hill, he drives the Champ Car chassis number 20 of Kenny Hansen.
Starting 6th from Holmesdale, Pennsylvania, in car number 98B, regular in the Southern Tier, Lynn Highhouse.
Going 5th, driver of the 115 out of West Sand Lake, the 1986 track champion at the Lebanon Valley Speedway, Kenny Tremont.
Starting 4th from Waterville, the Fred Burroughs Trucking, number 113 is Tommy Wilson.
Going 3rd, the 1986 Fonda Speedway track champion, Mr. Champ Car himself, out of Canada Harry, the RC Plumbing 22 of David Lake.
And on the outside pole from Canella, New Jersey, in car number 20 is Brett Hurd.
And on the pole, the Indy Service Station number 97, out of Johnstown, Mike Romano. Art Lentini, Marcel LaFrance, Billy Decker, Don McGinnis, Jim Moitzi, Pat Ward, John Fuller, and Bob McCready. They round out the field and we're ready to go with the 1986 Skull Bandits Mohawk Valley 200. The base cars start to exit onto the speedway. Mike Romano's away. Brett Hurd yet to fire up on that number 20. He can't get it going. And he needs a push. He will go through. But now the Ocean Eagle's underway. Brett Hurd's number 20. Making his way out onto the speedway, as is Tommy Wilson, Lynn Highhouse, Jack Johnson, Ray Dalmata. Making their way out onto the speedway. There goes the Gator Racing. Those 2 laps to go. Then we're coming behind the green flag. He's looking over. Everything seems to be okay. See some of these top runners have their dark shields on due to the sun factor. If we ask once we get under the green from the fence. Bobby Watson, you know what he's going to do? Go up and grab that white flag. That means this time, coming out of turn number 4, everybody on their feet, wave your hat, wave your program. This is it, the 1986 Skull Maiden Mohawk Valley 200. Down here in front, everybody standing, everybody waving. Y'all have a favorite driver. All the Fonda fans rooting upon the drivers. Right down in there to turn number 1. Let's go. Let's not let it die now. White flag being displayed. The last time you're going to get to see these drivers until 1987. That's a long ways to go. Adrenaline starting to flow in Bobby Watson's hands, and he's climbing up that starter's platform. He's going to grab the green flag. Right up there in the front row, it's Mike Romano and Brett Hearn. Alongside Mike Romano. Bobby Watson, let's go over. Number 7. As they come out of turn number 4, this is $20. Side by side, nerf bar to nerf bar, bumper to bumper. That's what they're going to be this time. Mike Romano, your leader, Brett Hearn second, David Lake running third, Kenny Tremont's fourth, Tommy Wilson fifth, Jack Johnson up to the number 6 spot. 5 laps down. On a tough day for Billy Decker. So caution has to stay out as the caution flags do count. Remember, wrenches, they're all ready to go at any time. One of these drivers could shoot into the pit area. And the pit crews must be ready. So that's why you see everything all lined up. Turn number
get much tighter, and they were doing some fine driving outside of turns number 1 and 2 and going down into the backstretch. Bobby Watson's out there, and he's not happy with the way that Brett Hearn and these drivers are competing right now. Caution has been displayed. That means you go slow around the speedway. These guys trying to pick up the pace. Kenny Tremont now into the pit area at number 115. David Lake's in the pit area. David Lake on lap number 22 into the pit area. The RC pump at number 22. Watch that crew. They're going to get gas. They're going to get tired. Alan Johnson also into the pit area. They all got to make the one mandatory pit stop. Some of these guys, are they going to have enough fuel? We're going to have to wait and see. These numbers down in your scorebook. These drivers are taking a mandatory pit stop right now. Kenny Tremont's getting out of the pit. David Lake's in and out. A very good pit stop for David Lake. So side by side, Jack Johnson now in that number 3 spot. Robin Hearn makes no side, takes off. Johnson lost the last bit through the series, so he's down 1. Chad Johnson, Danny Johnson, AJ Slaughter is into the pit. Conley Fonda on the 14J. White flag being displayed this time by Bobby Watson.
Graham!
Brett Hearn, Mike Romano, Jack Johnson, Danny Johnson. The top 3 spots are all held down by the Bud Olsen Eagle chassis. Then we got a Troyer sitting there at number 4. So Olsen kind of dominating thus far, but it's a long, long race. 173 laps to go. AJ's got some new right rear tires. Romano stops and let him get out of the strike this time. Jack Johnson tries to go right. Danny Johnson, Hansen losing the wheel and tire. So once they come into the pit area, we have Brett Burrows trucking number 113. Trucking through, they're right down here in front of him. They got the jack, they got the tires, they're going to put new rubber on already. He slides that 115 in there. New right rear, gasoline, going to Tommy Wilson, number 113. Johnny Cole also into the pit area with his number 1C. Wilson, they got the tire on, they're starting to tighten up. So here comes Tommy Wilson. He's on the same lap. They're starting to pick up the pace. He's going to have to hurry. Coming out of turn. Coming out of turn number 3. quick. Is he going to come in with SCR to win number 12? No, he doesn't. He goes right by. That's just Mike Romano. Bobby Watson right down there trying to slow these guys down. 50. We're at the corner mark. 50 down, 150 to go. 97. Keep your eyes on Mike Romano. He's in. Jack Johnson put it in the third. Jack Johnson, they're coming out the new right rear. Mike Romano, they're looking him over. Tires are okay. Just gasoline for Mike Romano. Also, Brett Hurd, he's putting on some new rubber. Gasoline going into Brett Hurd, the back. Jack Johnson still got it up on the jack. Brett Hurd crew got it down. Brett Hurd's going to be the lead right now. He's gone. Jack Johnson just getting out. fence there, and he was closing in on Brett Hearn. So the yellow is going to save Jack Johnson, and it's going to save Brett Hearn. The 27J of Danny Johnson, the 646, and Horton is in the pit. Jimmy Horton is in the pit. The leader is now David Leaf in car number 22. Here. It looks like Mike Romano is running in the number 2 spot. At the end of pit road, Ronnie Smith did not like that situation, so he threw the yellow immediately. Here. Up break for the Silver Star, 352. Second unofficially, Nick Michael passing off late at the pace car and going around to the back of the pack. Those two cars were supposed to stay behind David Lake. Running in fourth. Jimmy Hart back up to fifth. Mike Romano and Jack Johnson. That is top three. Shifts that number 20 up into the Southern Rudolph. You know he's coming. He's right alongside. So we'll run down the unofficial top 5. It looks like David Lake, your leader, Jack Johnson second, Brett Hurd running third, fourth is Blake Romano, and fifth is Jimmy Horton. Sixth is Danny Johnson, seventh, Ray Delmata. That's unofficial lineup right now. Castro back out, House back out. Coming out of turn number 4, Johnson trying to gain advantage over David Lake. Everything working right for the BR at number 12A. But he's got Brett Hurd right there on his bumper. Safe in that RC coming 22. 139 laps down. to the top 3 spots. Jack Johnson about Olsen Eagle. Good area about Olsen Eagle. As goes Mike Romano. Jimmy Horton Olsen Eagle. So Olsen holds the top with the top spot and the spotlight right down on the trail area of Jumpin Jack Johnson. 23 and 27 for Jumpin, Jack Johnson. I know those Jack Johnson fans out there would like more than anything to have Jack win this 200 to cap off a season that has really not been too good for him. Closing in at 175 and 25. Hang on for a must-see eternity. 12 miles to go for Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson, who has had one of his, you could say, during the 1980s. Right there, Jack almost has Steve Payne all get together down here. Everybody going to the road. Third one from modified racing, but he goes by them pretty easily with mine. Not giving up as yet, but he is beginning to face back. out of the closet to come up because we're going to bring him up here for the third time in 1986. The biggest win of the 86 racing season goes to Jack Johnson. Mike Romano, you got to be happy with the way he performed. A very professional second. Comes beyond at number 12A, coming right down here in front. He can't get away. He's the professional. He took him with the Skull Bandits Mohawk Valley 200 win. And that's not all. He also is the first Fonda regular to pick up the Mohawk Valley Skull Bandit 200 win. So a very big payday for the BMW at number 12A. James Machine painted on the side. Kinda brings tears to his eyes as he picks up the patented Skull Bandit Mohawk Valley 200 win, trying to catch his breath just a little bit. As he's very thirsty, he gets a complimentary case of Coke and a pop it open inside the Bud Olson Eagle. Wife and daughter, big smile on his face. The first words out of Jack Johnson's mouth was, wow, that's a long race, 200 laps. With his finish, checkered flag high above, smile on his face. Miss Motorsports Tracy's late down here. And I guess we'll let you catch your breath, get some pictures taken, but one heck of a race.
Thanks a lot. I'll tell you, this race here, I've been trying to win it for the last 4 or 5 years, however long they've had it, and I'll tell you, it means as much as winning Syracuse to me here tonight.
And he finished a very respectful third place. This is the Fonda Speedway Miller American 200, and Brett Hearn was coming hard. You just had some problems, had to wait and make your movement and everything kind of hooked up, and looks pretty good.
Well, Brett, he's been fast no matter where he went this year, and I knew he'd be real tough, and I was just hoping with this new Olsen Eagle I could hang in there with him and give him a run for his money.
A run for his money is what he did. He's up here on Victory Square. One more time for the Jumpin' Jack Johnson. And the Fonda regulars take 1, 2, 3. Fonda Speedway, Jack Johnson picks up the win. Mike Romano finished second, and Ray Dalmata takes home the third place honors. So a very fine show for all the Fonda Speedway regulars. In Victory Square, we have Dave Savoca of the U.S. Tobacco, the events coordinator, and Eddie Shrupka, the U.S. Tobacco Consumer Marketing representative. Now getting in there with his family and crew. They're a big part of racing as he had to get them in and out of the pits.
How do you like your race, bud? Like the weather, maybe the sections
And Jack Johnson does have the Cam 2 decals on his car. That's another $1,000 to Jack Johnson to go along with the $7,000 to win money plus the lap money. He led 67 laps. Now the Cam 2 people getting in there. Bill Coons, owner of the Coons Oil out in Fonda, New York. Mike Allport, the Cam 2 rep from M&R Racing Fuels, and Rob Ripka, Cam 2 rep from M&R Racing Fuel in there. Getting their pictures taken. As Cam 2 a big part of the racing season, Bill Coombs, the local representative right over there in front of New York, he's been with
with us for many, years supplying it. Jack Johnson ran it. Another $1,000 for Jack Johnson.